Hey then people, it's your boy, the man of the hour, Uncle Drums. It's another session today, another special one. Today we'll be talking to Martin Gibson today, and we'll be talking about his experience in the mental health system as a patient. So how are you doing today, Martin?
Man, I'm good as can be. Blessings. Nice to be speaking about these things.
All right, excellent. So, Martin, as a young black male, can you just kind of walk us, because we know you've been in that situation a good couple of times, yeah? So can you just kind of like walk us through it quickly, the first one, and then we'll get on to the main course, which is the second one.
Yeah, most of. So yeah, I mean, the first time I was admitted into hospital, it was a weird experience. It was a weird experience for me. But I genuinely needed the help. I moved into a flat with some dodgy characters, and my food got laced with some sort of hallucinogenic. I believe it was scolopamine, possibly a cocktail of drugs, and my weed was also laced with some sort of hallucinogenic. So I actually informally handed myself into the mental health services, and I genuinely needed the help. I ended up just being there for 3 months, and it was my first experience. Genuinely I needed the help, so it wasn't really a problem. It was a scary situation to be in, being a professional person. Having normal decisions being made for me was a bit of a freak out. But yeah, I generally needed the help.
Okay, Martin, so when you visited the mental health services as a patient for the first time, yeah, was it like, I know maybe you've never been to prison before, but did you kind of feel like you was in prison? Because obviously it's a lockdown situation, isn't it? You can't come out, you can't walk out and go to the shop.
Yeah.
So was it like you was actually in jail?
Yeah, it felt.
But for not committing a crime.
For me, I think it needs to be revised as to how they do the whole thing. But yeah, genuinely, it did feel very much like being in prison. I've been locked up. I've never been in prison before, but I've been locked up, and it felt like a prison, but you're being looked after, I guess.
Yeah, you haven't committed a crime.
You haven't committed a crime, but but that needs to be revised, I think. Because you should be able to feel free, as long as you're not a danger to yourself or the public. There's no reason for you to be locked up and not have access to being outside, as far as I'm concerned.
All right, Martin. So let's move on to the second visitation of the mental health hospital. Can you just bring us back to the day, what you was doing that day, and then bring us up to the point where you was admitted into the hospital and actually physically landed there, and then we'll take it from there.
Okay, all right, yeah. So basically, I was ploughing through about 20 years of artwork, trying to assemble some art pieces and trying to get rid of some stuff. And I previously had contact with my care coordinator, who's kind of the community team person who comes to visit you. I had contact with them, and I tried to explain, what I was going through. And in doing so, there was a massive miscommunication. What really upset me was that the doctor I was normally assigned to was not available, so I had to speak to a different doctor who, whose command of the English language was not as skilled as the previous doctor. So what I was trying to explain to him, the story I was trying to explain to him had moving parts to the story.
Yeah.
So in essence, when you're trying to tell a story with moving parts, it becomes hard to communicate certain things. So there's just been a massive miscommunication, 2 or 3 weeks before. Okay, then on the day I actually was sectioned, what happened was I'm playing through the artwork. It got really late. I think I fell asleep on my couch at about 2 o'clock, 2:30. I literally just knocked out. and then I awoke to a loud banging on the door.
What time do you think that was?
So that was about 9:30, 10. So I probably just about got about 7 hours sleep. Awoke from my sleep to a loud banging on the door. I actually thought it was a friend or someone. So, and then someone was ringing my phone. So I was sleeping, so I ignored it. And then eventually it went on for so long, I had to get up. I didn't have a choice. I had to get up. Went downstairs, and then I heard someone shouting, "Open the door, we're going to break it down." So obviously if you hear that...
You know that it's got to be them guys.
Yeah, so when I've heard that now, I thought, okay, this is serious, isn't it? So, it must be something serious. I went downstairs, opened the door, and to that I was greeted by 3 mental health workers, one of which was the doctor I saw previously, and then there were 3 officers. So obviously you open your door and you see 6 random people, or 5 random people, one you kind of met once before. You're going to be a bit perturbed, a bit anxious.
It's a bit intimidating, isn't it?
It's an intimidating experience. Yeah. So anyway, so I've opened the door, and then the doctor has told me, we'd like to come in and have a chat. I've said, okay, normally you ring me and you organise this, and we organise a day. You don't just come to my house and start knocking down the door, talking about you're gonna break down the door if you don't come in. So I've explained that. And then I've said, no, I don't really want anyone in my house right now because it's a mess. Like I said, I'm plowing through 20 years worth of artwork. They've come through and said, basically, it'd be better for you if we have the conversation inside. And, with the officers there, I kind of felt intimidated.
Underdressed, yeah.
I didn't really have a choice. I mean, normally what I would advise other people to do is anyone who comes to your door, do not invite them in. Doesn't matter what it is. If you go through the situation ever, anyone else, do not invite someone in. And if you do, make note of everyone's name, if they're police, make note of their badge number as well. Because as far as I'm concerned, whatever was happening was highly illegal to my mind. But anyway, so to gloss through the story, they've said, it'd be better for you if we have the conversation inside. I kind of said, okay, so it seems like I don't have a choice.
Yeah.
I said, okay, well then come upstairs, then I haven't really got a choice. So I've come in now, I've sat down on my sofa. There's been 6 people in my room where there isn't enough space and there's artwork everywhere. And, they just started hitting me with a barrage of questions constantly. How are you feeling? How's your mood today? What have you been up to? Da-da-da-da, right? So, in the mood that I'm in, I'm already upset. So I'm answering the questions to the best of my ability. Most of my answers were, I feel top of the world, I've just been plowing through my artwork, just been trying to get a bit of order in my house, trying to go through old stuff, trying to get rid of stuff, but my mood's still top of the world. Yeah, I've got some skin problems, which is what they were kind of using to section me, was trying to connect the dots on something that isn't the case. But yeah, I said I've got some serious skin problems, but despite that, I'm still for top of the world. There's no reason for me to be in this kind of situation.
Yes.
So after that, the questions probably took about 20 minutes. They did ask me also, are you feeling suicidal? Which I took offence to. As you can imagine, anyone who said, are you feeling suicidal? It was almost like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
So I don't know what information they've got or what they're trying to do, but it's like they had their heart set on sectioning me.
Yeah.
So then I've gone and spoken to the officers because they've gone downstairs now, the 3 mental health workers, and they said, we're going to go now, we're going to try and make a decision about what we're going to do. They've gone downstairs for like 15, 20 minutes, half an hour, quite a long time actually, because I was talking to the police officers, and because they'd left and there was more room, I actually felt more relaxed. I'm not being hit with a barrage of questions about, how I'm feeling. Mm-hmm. We were just talking about, films and games, computer games, so on and so forth. And I actually felt more comfortable as they left. So long, we were having a conversation with the police. I was having a conversation with the police, so long that eventually the police were like, where are they? They're taking really long. Then they've gone downstairs to look for them. I think the reason they were taking so long is because they knew what they were doing was wrong. and that the decision, if it was an easy decision, then it would have been slapdash, quick, done. Okay, we're putting you under a section. So they've gone. The police have found them. They've come back upstairs. Then they've handed me a warrant, which I didn't understand. They were handing me something saying that you're being put under a section 2. They then told me I'll have to be there for 7 days. The answer to that was, I'm not going to hospital. I don't need to. And then they started getting quite perturbed, and then I'm saying to them, I don't need to go to hospital. They're saying the max you'll be there was 7 days. I said I can't spend 7 days in an environment when there's COVID. There's a COVID outbreak. The way I see it is they took me from a safe environment, a controlled environment that I control, where there's one person in the house, I don't live with anyone, to an environment where there's multiple people now, where there's more potential that I could get COVID or coronavirus or whatever they're trying to call it. There's multiple people there. There's multiple NHS workers who are dealing with this disease, who are dying. I'm seeing it on the news that people are dying all the time. So I've eventually gotten to the point where I'm realizing they're actually going to take me out of my environment. Gotten to the point now where I'm like, okay.
Pause for a minute.
Yeah.
At that point, when you know that against your will, under duress, they are going to take you, how was you feeling at that point?
So I started to get a bit, anxious, I would say, because I'm looking around. I had to just block it all out, to be honest. I had to block it all out and accept it and move on. And that's the only reason I'm still here talking to you. Because I could have got done for, a GBH or ABH or whatever they want to call them offences there. Because when man's endangering your freedom and talking about they're taking your freedom from you, it's an automatic reaction to want to run.
Or fight.
So I was envisioning bunksing them out the way. You understand? Having a little scuffle. You understand? Like certain things are popping into my head like now because I'm thinking I'm not going to hospital. Don't need to go to hospital. I'm looking at the exits. You understand? I'm looking at the window. I'm looking around now. And the policeman, I'll give the policeman. He's a smart guy because he saw the danger. He noticed the danger, and like I said, I'm doing my artwork, so there's scissors on the table. There's certain things on the table that, you understand, if I wanted to, I could have seriously injured some people, but I'm not stupid. Do you understand? I know if I do that, that's assault against the officer. Freedom gone. Everything gone. You understand? So he noticed the danger. He's gone like this, John. He's gone, all right, mate. He's taking the scissors. He's gone, all right, mate. Look, I'm telling you, like, right. This is. I know that they're being horrible. He's actually been quite understanding, and he said, look, you know what? You're right. You know what? You're right. I don't think there's anything wrong with you. To be honest, you look fine to me. You're fine. You're a nice guy. I've had a conversation with you. You're a nice guy. But look, please just do what they're telling you to do, because you can end up in a worse situation, kind of thing. Is basically what he said.
So basically, he's telling you he don't want to put hands on you.
He's telling me he knows what it is at that point, and he knows that he could get injured. The lady officer could have got injured. The mental health workers could have got injured for what they're doing, because they're in my space, which they're not supposed to be. Okay. And he saw that danger. Luckily, I'm a smart guy, and I know as soon as I do that, it's gone. It's curtains for me. So I've had to suck it down. I took a deep breath. I looked around, and I literally just blanked them out, Jums. I just blanked them all out. And he said to me, look, just collect what you need to survive for 5 days, 7 days. Put it in a bag. Let's go in it. And I just blanked it all out, blocked them all out. I just started looking for my things, and I just blocked them all out, picked up my things. You understand? Before I knew it, I was being taken to the hospital.
Hold on, Martin. When you was being taken to the hospital, what did they take you in? Was it like a van? Was it like a car?
So
was it like, like sometimes you look, you got sweat boxes where people bang on the door with the with the blacked out window, them ones, Securico van, it weren't that, right?
It
Was it a normal
was
car?
quite embarrassing, to be honest, man. It was like it was a police van, but it was like a cage, it was like a white cage. So I've taken my biggest suitcase that I could take, just to piss them off as well. Yeah, I took my biggest suitcase with everything in it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know they're going to search me up when I go there.
Yeah.
And I would advise any other person who's doing that situation, take as much things in there as possible, because it pisses them off. Because they have to go and search through every blood
Just
clot
to make
thing.
sure that you ain't got nothing.
You ain't got nothing in there. You understand? So I would advise anyone, bring your biggest suitcase with as much things in there as possible, okay, to pee them off.
Yeah.
Because then they got to search for it and they got to log it. And if anything goes missing, then you can complain about that. So I was doing, this has gone missing. No, I can't find that. This has gone missing. You understand?
Yeah.
You need to get me out of it. You know, they're teething my things. That's what I was saying to them.
Yeah.
Because I have had things stolen in there the first time.
Yeah.
Certain things did go missing, innit?
Yeah.
So basically, I've given him my biggest suitcase, and the policeman, I felt bad for him really, but to be honest, given the situation I was in, I shouldn't feel bad for no one.
Yeah.
You understand? But I've given him a big suitcase. It's pretty big, isn't it, mate? Like, sort of thing. And I said, yeah, it's everything I own, innit? Do you know what I mean? It's the most expensive stuff that I have. I'm not leaving it here for 7 days.
Yeah.
So I've given him my biggest suitcase. I've put on my most expensive clothes, and I've left the building just in case something was to happen to the building while I wasn't here. So then I've gone into this ambulance, which is like a caged white van, and before I knew it, I wasn't in the borough that I was supposed to be in. I was in another borough, okay? And
how long would you say in your mind without... So the cage, could you see out the cage?
No.
So basically they just blanked you out?
They just put me in a cage and that was it, yeah.
So how long would you say that you got into another borough without seeing?
It took me about, half an hour? Like 20 minutes, half hour. It weren't that, to be honest, it weren't that long, but it was disturbing to go from your safe environment to be in a cage now.
Yeah.
And to be told that you're going to be held there for 14 days or so.
Yeah.
That was disturbing for me.
Yeah.
You understand? That was a disturbing experience because I'm claustrophobic, innit? Okay. I'm not supposed to be in small enclosed spaces. But I had to just block it out, and I was literally I was trying to laugh it off, man. I was trying to laugh it off. The reality hadn't hit me yet. So then I'm in another borough, and this ward is a horrible ward, as far as I'm concerned. I've gone there.
Stop. So when you've got to your destination and they've bust that door open on you, what was going through your mind?
So I was just like, this is madness. I was just thinking, this is absolute madness. How is this even happening? And then there was a lady there, a black lady, who had something. Who was part of the section. She basically told me I'd be there. She actually initially told me I'd be there for 3 days, which was a lie because she knew that I wouldn't leave if they told me the truth that I could be sectioned for up to 28 days. So I've been handed a letter saying I've been put under a section 2, which means I can be held for up to 28 days. They've taken me into the hospital. This black lady with a purple kind of hat on. She's taken me into the hospital, and she's basically signed me in with no explanation really, other than this piece of paper. And then, I've basically been admitted into the hospital.
Okay. Well, what I want to ask you, Martin, on entering the hospital now, like not like a normal patient, you're entering knowing that you ain't coming out. What was the difference between the atmosphere of outside and in there? Like, I've been to a mental hospital before, and I knew that when I walked through the door to visit who I was visiting, it was like a change of air. It's like it was all different in there. The whole energy.
Definitely, it was dead.
So what was it like for you stepping from out your house into that cage, out of the cage into there?
I would say it was kind of like it was just like a really dead energy.
Yeah.
A really like dead energy. So I walked in, and there was barely anyone there, to be honest. And then I've basically just been going through the motions. They searched my suitcase, make sure I've not got any implements, and then all the strippiness starts happening with your stuff. In that you can't have anything in your room. You can't have any long wires. You can't have any mobile phones in your room. You can't film. You can't. It's just rules, everything. So then I've given them my suitcase. They've searched up my suitcase. The first 2 days weren't too bad because the reality hadn't hit me. But then when you're trying to sleep, I can't sleep there, innit? So, and the room was extremely hot at night time. Okay, so at night time it was very hard for me to sleep. So I couldn't sleep there for like 3-4 days. I couldn't sleep. I've seen the doctor anyway on the first day. I've explained my situation, and I've explained that this is a big miscommunication between the doctor and me. And I was pleading for them for a way to reverse the section 2 that I was put under. And they said that's not going to happen. The doctor just told me straight, said it's not going to happen. You're going to be here for 7 days. And then they started asking me questions about my health, about my mental health. That same doctor then started adding loads of different stuff in. After I've gone to the tribunal at the end, she started adding all this, rubbish
to mess you up,
to try and mess me up, to mess up the section. But anyway, so I've gone in there. I've told my story, and I basically asked her, is there a way to reverse the section? And then after that, after I found out that's not happening, I just closed up. My mouth closed up. They asked me questions. I said, nah, I don't know. It was just, I was being as vague as possible in it.
Yeah.
When I realised there's no reversing of the section and I'm going to be here for 7 days, my whole team closed up.
No more pleading.
My whole team closed up. Every time I ask a question now, there's no answer in it. And then I just started, as a way to kind of counteract whatever they were doing, I started turning on the water. Yeah, because I started getting really peeved off in the fact that I can't leave this place.
You got spiteful on them.
Yeah, so I mean, I know these people don't understand. They don't know what computer says no thing. It's like, computer says no. I'm telling you, look, this is a mistake. I don't need to do. And they're like, well, computer says no, so you've got to be here for 7 days. That's the attitude that they will have. So then I just started going, okay, so you don't understand what I'm saying, so I'm going to make you understand. Your bill's going to understand. So I started going in there, and I turned on the tap, full blast. I'm talking water spraying. They're saying, why are you turning on the tap? I said, the government said you got to wash your hands. This government policy is COVID. I need to wash my hands. Yeah. Now I'd leave the tap on straight because I forgot to turn it off, and then I go into the shower. I put on the shower one now, wash my little hands quickly, walk out, and then I say, look, I'm going to have a bath now. You understand? So I turn on the bath and I'm setting the bath. You understand? So I was doing that constantly. I go to the thing, turn on the tap, go to the bath, turn on the water, go to the shower, turn on the shower. That was my day. Every day.
So do you think, Martin, do you think that they caught on that you was being spiteful, or do you think that they thought that, he's going through a mad turn right now?
They would try and spin anything into anything, those people, innit, yeah?
Okay.
So my answers to everything are, I was washing my hands, okay? You could say I was doing, if I was to be off the record, I would say I was probably doing it in protest.
Yeah.
Okay? Because money's the only thing these people understand, and then the quicker you get off that ward, the quicker you can go home in it, or the quicker they understand that you're not to be messed with, and you're not an idiot, then you can get off the ward in it. So I've done that to wash my hands. And I was doing a couple more things as well. Like trying to take as much stuff as possible, trying to eat as much as I can while I was there. Just trying to be as annoying as possible, basically, because that's the only way that you're going to get out of there. Yeah. If I genuinely needed the help, I would have done that. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So let's talk about medication now, yeah? What was the setup from going in there and this is your meds, this is what you're going to take, and taking it, and what you felt like after taking it?
Okay, so with the medication, I mean, all of these places are set up for medication in it, so that's why they're here in it. So, in essence, they asked me what medication I was on. I told them I haven't been using it for the last 6 months, which is why they tried to section me in the first place. I told them I'm a vegan and I'm a naturalist, and I'm not trying to take any substances I don't understand into my body.
Yeah.
I've been on a juice diet and I've been trying to lose weight. All of that hard work was undone being in there for 14 days. All of my hard work was undone. Okay, so I've been off the meds for 6 months or 5 months or so. Told them that, and then they told me, asked what I was on, so they gave me what I was on. The drug I was taking was supposed to be taken in the morning, so they prescribed that for me. The doctor on call prescribed that for me. Now, I'm just trying to get out of there, drums, innit? Yeah. So I've asked them on the first day, can I see a consultant? Yeah. They said the consultant's on a different ward. He will be coming here, but he's on a different ward. That's the first day. Second day, now, can I see a consultant? Consultant's still not here. Okay, so I'm getting vexed now because I'm telling them I'm claustrophobic. I'm not supposed to be in closed spaces. I'm supposed to be, if I am locked up, I'm at least allowed to have some time outside, some sort of playtime, you know, in the outside. They said we can't do that for the next 2 days until you see a consultant. So I'm asking them, third day now, where's the consultant?
They had you stuck in your room?
Stuck in this small little room.
No coming out, no recreation?
I could come out, I could walk around, but yeah, I couldn't come out of the actual ward, innit?
Okay.
There was a COVID test ward, so they're asking me constantly, can you do the test for COVID? Can you do the test for COVID? To which I refused. I refused to do everything on the first day because I wanted to have things set out the way it's supposed to be set out for me, innit?
Yeah.
Now, they got that all completely wrong on that ward, innit? Yeah. Now, on the second day, they forcibly given me medication. Let's go back to the medication now. They forcibly given me the medication on the second day. The consultant, I've seen him now, and he said, you have to take this medication, even though I've explained that the last time I tried to take the medication, I literally almost died, innit? Like, I literally almost died, cuz I collapsed out of the front of my flat. I had been drinking as well, but I literally collapsed and almost fainted on the front porch here.
Yeah.
Luckily, my brethren was here, and I managed to get him to call the ambulance. Luckily, he didn't call the ambulance because I just got myself back to normality before he was about to call the ambulance.
Yeah.
But this is why I stopped taking medication. It's not that I need it. I definitely don't need it. But you know, it kind of felt like I had no other choice while I was in the hospital but to take the medication. And when I didn't take the medication, I completely complied. I took the medication, but what's supposed to happen is I'm supposed to go outside because that medication I was prescribed it to be active. So you take it, you go out, you do something. Whether it's work or indoors, you're supposed to go out and do something. But yeah, recently I've been indoors doing my thing indoors. But you're supposed to take it, go out, do something. Not take it, be inside, walking around like an idiot. You're supposed to go out and do something. So I was prescribed this medication. I told the consultant, he said I have to take it, so I've taken it, right? Then I started getting vexed in there because I've asked him, I've clearly explained to the consultant that I'm claustrophobic. Now, if you understand what claustrophobia is,
right,
then you have to give me time to go outside.
That's right.
Especially after taking the medication. I'm complying with your rules, but you're not adhering to what I'm telling you as a patient. So then I was just onto this consultant constantly. So wherever he's going, I'm going. He's going left, I'm going right. He's going to talk to another person. I'm saying, look, I need to talk to you, blah, blah, blah. You understand? So, and then even the doctor now, I'm talking to the doctor, and then I'm asking them, I need to reverse the section so I can leave because you're not handling it properly. So I want you to reverse the section. I need to speak to a consultant so I can get an outside opinion on my case in it. Yeah.
So during that time when you was doing all that, yeah, do you think that you became an irritant to these people in there?
Most definitely, yeah.
But do you feel like in your heart that you was getting more results than people that has been sitting down there because they ain't attacking it like the way you're attacking it?
Definitely, yeah, because if I was lethargic and did nothing, then I'd probably still be in there, drums.
Yeah.
I'd probably still be in there.
Yeah. Yeah,
because you have to do that with this. You have to show them that your intellect is not, you're not of a lower intellect.
Yeah.
You understand? And then if you haven't even got the intellect, then you just have to be annoying.
Yeah.
You have to be annoying because the more annoying you are, the more they're going to get you off the ward anyway, and they're going to transfer you.
All right. Got that. So let's talk about for 1 second, yeah? Let's talk about when you was actually in the ward, yeah, and you looked around at the patients. Like, these people have admitted you in the hospital saying that there is something wrong with you mentally, right?
Yeah.
So they're saying something's wrong with you mentally. And then you're saying that there is nothing wrong with you, right? Well, not to the extent that they're saying. Yeah?
It's complicated. It's complicated. Like I said, my story has moving parts in it. But in essence, this is what's happened, yeah?
Yeah.
On the first day, after coming from a controlled environment, yeah, that I control, where there's no COVID, I've gone to a ward where I've woken up, and the first day, someone shat outside my fucking door, cuz. Excuse my language.
No, you can kick it.
Someone shat outside my door. I woke up to a diarrhea shit outside my door. So I've gone from a COVID-free, controlled environment to some old dude shitting outside my door, and then they're telling me that this is supposed to be safer for me.
Yeah.
Are you sicking on your head?
Yeah, that's
how is that safer? Yeah, how is that safer for me? All right, so yeah, they cleaned up the shit, yeah, but that wouldn't have happened in my yard.
That's true.
Okay, and then on top of that, okay, so I've complied with taking your medication, and then I haven't been allowed to go outside. So I'm walking past the door, and I pushed the door. The door was already snapped. I don't know why they've got that door there anyway, right? The door was already snapped. I pushed the door, and the door snapped off. And then they're trying to say, oh, he broke the door, he broke the door. He broke the door. And I'm like, no, the door's already broken. Do you understand?
Now, hold on. Just hold that thought there.
Yeah.
The door, yeah?
Yeah.
It's snapped, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't want to go past this. What I want people to understand, yeah, is that they admitted you in there,
yeah,
saying that there's something wrong with you, yeah,
yeah,
mentally, yeah?
Yeah.
And you're saying that there could be something wrong, but it's not as bad as they're making out. So you're juggling, you're handling your situation, right?
Well, to put it simply, yeah, with my situation, I've been given all the effects of what someone with bipolar or schizophrenia. Okay, so I've got all the conditions. But I haven't actually got that.
Okay.
Do you understand? So I've been given the experiences.
Okay.
But I actually haven't got that. Okay.
Okay.
Someone has created that. Now, how this has been created, I don't know. I'm not going to go into it.
Yeah.
You know, this is something I can't explain because I don't understand.
All right, I got that. So when you go into this mental hospital now, right? And you go in there and you take one good look, your first proper good look at the people that are in there. What was you thinking about those people in there? Because you know your situation, right? What was you thinking? Forget, we're not talking about you for a second. We're thinking about what your eyes are seeing and what you're picking up in your brain.
Right.
Like looking at these patients that's been in there before you. What are you thinking?
The first guy I saw, yeah, I judged him wrong. He's giving me a bad vibes, innit? But I understand why he's got a bad vibe because he's in there.
Yeah.
Now, I found out what they did to me, they did to that brother 3 times.
Okay.
So, what happened to me, yeah? So, like I said, I've complied, I've taken your medication, I pushed the door snapped. Okay, then I started, I leant on the button, or I pressed one of the buttons that calls bare people to the ward, innit, yeah? And then when all these people have come now, I tried to go near the camera, because I know how they go on, innit? So I've tried to go near the camera at the front of the door, and they kind of ushered me back, yeah, away from the camera so they could wrap me up, innit?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so basically I've tried to go near the window, and they said, come, they kind of almost not pushed me, but like got in the way, so I have to go back.
Grabbed you,
yeah. So I've had to go back now, and then when I've gone behind the alley, right next to the door, like alleyway next to my room, they've jumped on me now. And they said, oh, now listen to this. So you've taken your medication, okay? You had an adverse reaction to it because you're not supposed to be taking the medication. They've given me double the dose. When I was on 5 milligrams, okay? They put me on 10. I had an adverse reaction to it because I'm not supposed to be on it. I haven't been allowed to go outside and do my normal routine.
Yeah.
Okay, so this door's now snapped. People come to fix up the door. They've now jumped on me. I'm in the alleyway now, and then they said you have to take the sedative. Now I'm looking at them like I don't need to take. I've already taken your drugs, and I've had an adverse reaction to it. Now you want to give me more drugs
So after the beating?
No, this is just before. This is in the middle.
Okay.
They're holding up my hand, so they've got two guys on me now. They've ushered me. They've grabbed both my hand, which I'm trying to squeeze out of. They're telling me now you have to take a sedative. After I've complied, they're saying no, you have to take a sedative. Okay. Now, I've said to them, look, I'll take the meds, but you have to let go of me, innit? I'm not no idiot. I'm not no psycho. I'm not psychotic. Okay. I'm not gonna do you nothing, and I've done nothing wrong. Okay. You're lucky it's the door that got injured and not you lot. Yeah. So they're twisting up my hand so much now, I can't even hold the meds. Do you understand? And they're telling me about take meds. So how am I supposed to take meds when you're twisting up my hand? I couldn't even lift it up to put it to my face anyway. Do you understand? So I'm saying to them, come off me, and I'll take the medication in it. Yeah. So boom, they're still not taking anything that I'm saying into account. They twisted up my hand. Now they said, look, you have to take the meds. Blah blah blah. I said, let go of my hand. We're in this routine now. I'm saying I hate repeating myself in it. So then I've tried to take the meds with the right hand. Now, I don't know if you know, but you see when you're trying, someone's got your hand like in a thing and you're trying to twist your hand. I'm like this now, trying to lift it up to my head. And I put it in my mouth. Now, because I'm not free, my hands aren't free, I couldn't dash it in my mouth and then drink the water quickly because they're twisting up my hand in it. Okay. So I've dashed it in my mouth and then I've got this nasty chemically taste in my mouth from the meds because it's melting on your tongue. I know if you ever taken a pill and then it melts on your mouth and you got this nasty, sickly chemical taste in your mouth. Yeah. Now I'm trying to drink the water now and I can't because they're holding on to me. And then your automatic reaction in that situation when you taste something nasty like that is to spit it out. Yeah. It's an automatic reaction. Mm-hmm. So I've tried to take it, couldn't try to drink the water, drunk a little bit of the water. By the time I've got the chemical taste in my mouth, I go, and I spat it out. Okay? Now, I told them already, previously, like I said, let go of me and I'll take the medication. They haven't done that. So when I spat it out now, they've just jumped on me now. That's when they jumped on me. So they're saying, he's not taking the meds, he's not taking the meds, blah, 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 he's not taking the meds.
So when you say jumped on you, you're talking about
they
pinned down.
They jumped on me. They tried to make, I could have been George Floyd, cuz.
Oh, shit.
I could have been George Floyd, Drums.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
So you say you can't breathe. They
pinned me down.
They weight on you.
They pinned me down. They dropped me to the floor. Okay, to the point where they snapped off my nail. Okay. I've tried to actually pull myself up, and I've snapped off this nail in half. My hand's bleeding. My other hand, the other nail got snapped off as well because I'm trying to claw myself up.
How much people are you talking about?
There's at least 6 people.
On one body?
6 people.
On one body?
Yeah, 6 people. There was one big lad behind me, and he had his foot in my back or something in my back, and then they pulled down my trousers, and they've injected me in my buttock. Oh, yeah. Now, for me, that's a violation that I've never had in my life. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I've complied with everything you've done. I've been restrained to the point where even now my shoulder's still clicking. Okay. I almost died. I was shouting, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Yeah, I'm asthmatic as well. So I'm saying I can't breathe. I'm shouting this now. Get off me. I can't breathe. You lot are taking the piss. Couple swears in there as well. Yeah. Get the fuck off me, I can't breathe, blah, blah, blah. To the point where I couldn't even speak. And then that's when I couldn't speak and I almost conked out. That's when they come off me. Luckily they did come off me. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here to tell the story. So boom, they've come off me now. I've gone into the room. I realised my nail snapped off, half hanging off.
They put you in the room or you walked yourself into the room?
I walked into the room and they were all outside the room. I've got my phone and I've taken pictures of everyone in it. Okay. Taking pictures of everyone now. Now I know that, this is how I know they're in the wrong in it, yeah? If you've done your job and you've done the right thing in it, yeah? Are you telling man to erase pictures?
Well, no, but in their case, I'm not defending them at all, but in their case, they don't know who you are and who you're capable of. You could be one of them man there, like, I got your picture, I sent it out, when you're coming out of it, you're getting kidnapped.
They could be thinking like you're like that, like IRA man, like find out where you live and deal with the whole thing.
Yeah.
So they're scared. Obviously, they know they're doing something illegal.
So basically, as far as I'm concerned, that was an admission of guilt anyway. Yeah. So boom, they've because when you're wrong, you're not thinking like that. If you're in the wrong, you're not thinking like these kind of things, innit? That's my point, innit?
Yeah.
You understand? Now, they've come in my room. Not only did they tell me to delete the pictures, yeah? They come in my room and they go, delete the pictures, delete the pictures, delete the pictures. Yeah? Delete the pictures. So I'm going, alright, I'll delete. And I was, at this point, I'm like quite agitated already because I'm still under attack. My nail's still hanging off.
Yeah, you got jumped.
So I'm thinking, like, alright, I'll delete the pictures. I've deleted the pictures. Now, I've deleted all the pictures, guys. I've deleted everything. Now, they're still going on and saying, no, go on your WhatsApp, go on your Google Photos, go on your Google Photos.
That's fear.
You understand?
That's fear.
Go on your Google, no, go on your email, go on your email. No, so go on your email, delete your email, delete it.
Yeah, that's fair because
you understand?
Because they don't know who you are and what you're capable of.
So basically, this is madness. To me, this is madness, isn't it? Yeah, and it's an admission of guilt because you won't be doing that. If you did your job right, you're not doing that. I know me personally, I ain't doing that. If I'm in your job, I ain't doing that. I'm not telling you to delete nothing. I've done my job properly. You can go on, take a picture. Look, I'm smart. I'm killing up my teeth in the picture. I know I've done my job. You understand? Yeah, take the picture. I'll smile. Smile.
Yeah.
You understand? So basically, boom. We've and then it's stupid anyway because they've got a board of everyone there anyway. Do you understand? So regardless of I delete the pictures anyway, I deleted the pictures and I went back and I took pictures again of you killing T in the camera anyway. So it's dumb anyway. Do you understand? So boom. So now I'm under pressure now. I'm under restraint. They sent the doctor in with the same brother that had his foot on my neck, that almost blood clot killed me. Yeah. He's in the background. The doctor's there saying, "No, can I give you some help?" I said, "No, I don't want to see no one. I'm in pain as well, you know."
Yeah, of course.
Remember, like, my nails ripped off. I don't know if you ever had them kind of pains there.
Yeah,
but it's an annoying pain. I'd rather a punch in the face or in the gut than them type of pain because it's a niggly pain.
Yeah.
It all took me 3 weeks for my nail to get back to normal. So I can make a fist.
Yeah.
You know, you can't fight. When you got them kind of pains that you can't fight, you can't clench a fist.
Yeah.
So it's an annoying pain. But anyway, so then that's happened now. So after that, now, the complaint letter was already drafted.
Yeah.
Let's just say that now.
Yeah.
The complaint letter was already drafted before this situation. So in my mind now, and these are all black people, you know. These are all African people. These are my people.
Yeah.
And I don't want to mess up their money, you know that.
Of course.
Because I want my black people to get money in it.
Of course.
Yeah, because we need money in it. Let's be honest, yeah.
Of course.
But complaint letter's already drafted. At this point, I was thinking, shall I send it? Now it's like, okay, I'm definitely sending it now.
Okay.
There's no two ways about it. Now that's getting sent in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've sent off my letter, sent it off at 8 p.m. Same time they're clapping for the NHS. I was clapping for the NHS too, but in a different way.
Yeah.
You understand? So I bust off my letter now. You understand? Bust off my little complaint. Found out who the head of NHS is. Found out who the head of ward is. Found out, even started thinking about who's the MP in the area.
Yeah.
You understand? Them ones there. Now, when they start hearing them talks there, they get weak.
Because they realise you're not
No.
usual.
You understand?
You're not a usual.
Now they're like, oh, do you want a couple biscuits and you want some toast? You want some pizza? Like, you understand? Every minute I'm getting pizza and all these things now because they know so I'm not no little idiot now.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
So what you're saying that it took the beating
It took
for them to realise,
for them to understand. And that's what upsets me, because you shouldn't have to bring it to those levels, or I shouldn't have to bring it for those levels. For you to everyone, this is a service role. This is a service job.
But
okay.
One thing is for sure, yeah. Like the lesson you're teaching me, and the lesson you should pick up on what you're saying, is that we don't get nowhere by singing. Sometimes you gotta start swinging. Yeah. So you basically, everybody's in there on a choir thing singing, and you've gone in there and said F the singing, yeah, man swinging, yeah, and now that they've done that to you, now they've realised this guy ain't no usual suspect. He's different from the rest. So that's where you gained your power. You feel me? Which is a good thing, but a bad thing at the same time.
It's sad that you have to bring it to those levels. But to be honest, I was swinging from the beginning, but I just weren't swinging hard.
Of course.
You understand? But it's just how it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Until you show people what you're about, they will take you for an idiot, innit?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And there's enough people in there, and I was trying to coach them as well. I was trying to coach them and say, look, do you know how to get out of a section? You got a solicitor, you got this, you got that. Because eventually I was trying to overturn the section, which is damn near impossible. Yeah, because of the Mental Health Act law, it's damn near impossible. So it got to the point where I was like, okay, I need to just appeal it and get out of there, innit? You know what I mean? That's the only way that I can get out of it.
Okay, now what I want to ask you is this, yeah? At what point of that time did you think to yourself, you know what? I'm going to put everything aside, the beating, whatever you've done to me, whatever, and I'm just going to work on coming out of here.
Yeah, I think after that...
And how much days would you say you was in where you thought to yourself, alright, done the stupidness now, let me just concentrate on, let me focus and meditate on coming out.
Okay, I think it was like after the fifth day, when eventually after that I was granted, they started treating me right, innit? They said I can go outside to the park. You had a little park there. So after that now, I actually thought, you know what? I'm going to take the positives out of the situation. And that's what I did.
Good.
So the positives of the situation were, okay, I ain't got to spend no money on food. I ain't got to worry about my door. I ain't got to worry about anything, really.
That's electric.
Do you understand? So those are the positives. So I was like, okay, let me just focus on that. Let me focus on, what I can do for myself here, innit?
Yeah.
And to be honest, most of my time was spent repacking my suitcase because they mashed up my suitcase, digging up things, going through things. So most of my time was spent reorganising my suitcase, getting it in an orderly fashion, and just trying to keep myself cleanly. Brushing my teeth, which is very hard in there because once again they're taking me from my environment where I've got all my stuff here to an environment where I haven't got any of the things that I was using to deal with my skin condition. Like my Dettol. Luckily I brought my Dettol in a bottle. And I was having little Dettol baths in there because I can't, every minute, I can't trust what's in there. There's too many different people in there, nasty people as well, that I don't know where they've washed. I can't be jumping in a bath where I don't know the bath ain't clean.
Yeah, of course.
And I ain't seen the person who's cleaning it and what they're using to clean it. Some slapdash business they're doing in there. You understand?
So hold on. So let's talk about the point, yeah? Let's talk about the point where you got to, as being sectioned, yeah, where you said to yourself, you know what, right, done with the little spiteful behaviour, let me concentrate and meditate on coming out of here. So let's get to the point where you started doing research and getting knowledge and started empowering yourself in there and started to talk to the patients and started to give them a little bit of empowerment.
Okay, so a lot of the information is just there on the walls anyway. But if you're not a knowledgeable person, you just gloss over that. But I already had my solicitor hooked up, so I speak to my madre, my mother in there, and making her understand what the situation is. They tried to chief me. Yeah, they tried to chief me by tricking me with my words. And saying, they said to me, do you want your mum to be informed about this kind of stuff? And I remember my mum's on her anniversary, 10-year anniversary. Yeah, I understand. Yeah. So I didn't really want to mess up her thing.
Yeah.
And have her worrying about me being put on the hospital.
Yeah.
So I've said to them, look, I'll keep my mum in the loop. Don't tell my mum anything. I'm going to keep her in the loop about things because I don't want her to worry, innit? Okay? Now, they've used that as a way to boy off my mum. So my mum's ringing up the hospital saying, where's my son? And then they're saying, sorry, we can't tell you because your son hasn't allowed you to be allowed. So now my mum's wearing extra now.
Yeah.
You understand? So that was getting on my nerves. That was getting on my nerves. And
so let's talk about the research that you done, educational wise.
Yeah.
When you said Mosa.
So yeah, most of the stuff's there.
Mosa Musa.
Yeah, Mosa Musa.
And teaching other.
Yeah, so there was some young youths
patients.
in there, and I was saying to them, first thing I was saying to them is, you got a solicitor? Have you got this? Have you got that? Because I know how to get out of a section. I've already done it for the first time, and it was a shocking experience the first time. But once you kind of get used to it, it's kind of like you just got to accept that you got to wait in it for the tribunal and get it overturned in it. So it was still a scary experience, but yeah, most of the stuff is on there. You need to get a solicitor, you need to appeal the section, you need to send off an email, you need to do a form, send it off, and then you get your appeal done, hopefully, within the next 3 or 4 days. Mine was done quite swiftly, if I'm being honest. They were quite swift with me. But because of the COVID thing, I wasn't allowed visitors, and that freaked me out, because I think a lot of people could very easily get lost in there. And then there was a youth in there who couldn't communicate very well. It was very hard for him to communicate. And, he looks fine, he's dressed fine, he's dressed good, but when you try and talk to him now, he couldn't communicate. And I felt really sorry for him, because I was thinking, you know what, maybe maybe it's an injury or something, but that guy could very well, if his parents aren't there, they could really take the piss out of that guy. And to be honest, I was very scared for his care, because he wasn't eating properly, and I know at night time he was hot like me. I was saying the place was bleeding hot because they had the radiator on, and it was summer. Summer was just starting.
Wow, they're trying to bake you out.
So that's what I'm saying. They're trying to dry you out. So boom, trying to dry me out. So boom, I've seen him just with the door open and he's by the side, and I'm saying, mate, you're right, because I'm kind of hot in there, and he can't communicate.
Are you and him in the same room?
We were next. It was next door.
Is it one man, one room, or dormitories?
One man, one room.
Okay.
And then you come out, and then there's this corridor. But I'm looking at it, and I'm trying to communicate, you're right, and and he can't really communicate that. So I was very worried for him, because, luckily I have all my faculties, and I can do that. But imagine, someone could really abuse that boy, and he wouldn't be able to communicate.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Someone could really take the piss.
Yeah.
Luckily there was some good people in there. There's a Jamaican lady in there that was looking after him constantly when she was there. But at night time, I'm not being funny, the staff are flipping lazy at night time there.
Yeah.
It's an easy ride for them.
Yeah.
Most of them are just flipping lazy.
Yeah.
And they weren't checking on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the guy bunning up in his room, and he's coming out in the door, and you can't even really get no breeze, because they ain't got the windows open. So you're bunning up in there, and there's rat smell. Wow. There's dead rat smell in there.
Wow.
You're talking about cleanly. There's dead rat smell. I know the smell of dead rat. You understand? Or stagnant water and dead rat. You understand? Now, and then they're marking me down and saying that, he's not bathing, he's not washing himself. I'm doing my little gentleman's washing there, by the sink or whatever, washing the danger areas, and then eventually on the last day I had to crub that bath out. You understand? And have a little bath in there. But like I say, I was trying to advise people in there, but it's very hard.
Managing your own case and
managing my team, because I'm trying to get out there as well. Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna round it off now, bro. Yeah. So, for you going through that experience twice now,
yeah.
Obviously, you're getting more knowledgeable to that bad situation, which is not a good situation to be going through.
Yeah.
But what could you tell young black males or females that could potentially put themselves into that position? What can you tell them to stop themselves from getting them? Because there's a lot of people that they're gonna go jail, or they're in jail, and they cry mental health, and then they end up in places like that.
I mean, it's a double-edged sword, really. I mean, like I say, with my situation, it helped me and it hindered me. So what do? The first situation, it helped me. Okay, the first time it helped me.
Yeah.
The second time, you helped me and you hindered me.
Yeah.
So it depends. It's all relative, innit? The mental health services are a good thing in general.
If you need help.
But it does need to be reviewed. Okay, it was made in 1983, which is a very long time ago now. So the laws need to be revised. But for me, what I saw is it's a butts in seats thing.
Yeah.
They need butts in seats. okay? Because there's all these hospitals and no one's going in them. Because of the COVID thing, no one wants to engage with those services. Because they know NHS staff are dying, dropping like flies. So why would you want to engage with a system when you know that NHS staff are dropping like flies? So this is it. I mean, it helped me and it hindered me. What advice I would give to them is, mental health services is not a bad thing, but you don't really want to get engaged with any of these things. To be honest, you want to disengage, and you need to be self-sufficient from everything and everyone. Apart from the people who you need, because it's weird. Like, once you engage with something, then you become reliant on it, and you don't want to become reliant on something like the mental health services, as far as I'm concerned. The key to self-sufficiency is to be reliant on yourself. You one. Okay. Few friends here and there, few family here and there, but not too much. Because when it's too much, then people start catching feelings. People start getting irritated. They start getting an opinion. And you don't want people to have an opinion on you when they don't know you. And they start getting too friendly. I don't like people getting too friendly, too comfortable. If you're not my family, you understand? You're not my friends. I don't want you too comfortable. So that's what I would say.
All right. So for the young black females and young males here, some people play the card and end up in them places, and some people need those places because there is clearly something wrong. So for the people that's clearly something wrong, what advice would you give to those people? And for the people that act it and end up in there, what would you say to that? So double-edged sword, really.
I would say to the first, find a way to overcome what's making you need the services, because you don't want to be completely reliant on that. There's other ways to deal with mental health. There's other ways as far as I'm concerned. The doctor's not the be all and end all. Also, second opinions, man. If there's a doctor in the family or someone like that, second opinions are gold. Do you understand? Because you don't want to be reliant on one person's decision. What if that one person hasn't gone through the experiences you've gone through or understood what you've gone through? So they're going to have a warped perspective when it comes to you. For the others who are playing the card, just know what you're dealing with, Car. Mental health services is a serious thing. So if you're just playing a card to get in there and then you won't come out, it don't work like that. Once you're locked in, you might get locked in forever.
And second of all, the medication that they're giving you could change you as well.
Could change up your whole thing, And if you ain't got people looking after you, you could very well get lost in there. I see a lot of people in there who are lost in there. They're dosing them up with all sorts of drugs. I saw one man, the first time I went in there, I saw one black guy coming like his family must have discarded him or something. And it's like, he had a whole cocktail. When he come to medication, he's getting like all 10 pills, cuz.
Wow.
10 pills. Now, I don't care who you don't need that. I don't know what he's going through, but you don't need, they must get some fitness, do a run, you understand? Do something like that kind of, those amount of pills, no one should be ingesting that. Do you understand? So, I mean, that's my opinion on the situation, that's my honest to God's truth opinion on it, is self-sufficiency is the key. Even if I was sick, I wouldn't want to go into mental health services. Okay, because the system itself is an old system. So you're you're using an old system, an old way of working to deal with new situations, which is the whole problem with a lot of things.
Of course.
Okay. So that's how I would answer that.
All right. The last question I'm going to ask you now, going through that ordeal not once but twice. How do you feel as a black man now that you're out? How do you feel about the services? How do you feel about yourself? How do you feel about your own security? How do you feel?
I feel that it's a needed thing, but they need to review a lot of the stuff. So if you're a danger, if you're a danger to society, like you stabbed someone, you killed someone, and then you're you've got mental health problems, then okay, I understand the need for someone to lock you up.
Yeah.
I understand that need. You stab someone, you've endangered someone's life. Now, if you haven't endangered someone's life, there's no reason for you to ever be locked up, in my opinion. There's no reason for you to be locked up.
Yeah.
Now, in my situation, I hadn't endangered anyone. In fact, I have been endangered, and I was still locked up.
Yeah.
Now, so, I mean, that's as simply as I can put it, really. You know, if you've endangered someone's life, then you deserve to be locked up. If you haven't, then there needs to be a new way in which they deal with that. You know, so there's more freedom, because the rules in there, they are made to help you, but at the same time, it can hinder you, innit? Because some people like to do things at their own pace.
Yeah.
Like me, I like to do things at my own pace, innit? And when I don't, it just throws me off. You know what I mean? Like in there, you know, you can't smoke cigarette, which is a good thing. You know, I've got to relax on cigarettes, but you can't. You got to eat at a certain time. You got to go. You know, and what was actually the worst part of my situation, which I didn't hit on, I'm just going to hit on that quickly, was that period between 8 o'clock till 10 o'clock the next day. That nighttime period, that was very hard for me because I'm claustrophobe, innit? So I need to be out. I can't, if I want to go out, even if it's just to the shops at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, I'm going to the shop.
Of course.
Now, in them things, you can't do it. Now, I'm not sure if I'm answering your question properly, but...
Yeah, no, you definitely are.
Yeah.
But how are you feeling now towards yourself, and how are you feeling now towards them? Because you could be saying to yourself, you know what, I'm never going back. I'm never putting myself in a position like that.
Well,
and how are you feeling about yourself?
I feel exactly the same as I was when I was going in, which is that I feel top of the world. Do you know what I'm saying? If anything, they just gave me a 2-week break. It wasn't really a break. Those 4 days was not a break, but yeah, they lit a fire under my arse, and that they put me 2 weeks behind on what I was doing in it.
Okay.
So all of this stuff that I've been doing, it's kind of been like, I need to get on with it. I need to get it done now, because I'm 2 weeks behind.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So they lit a fire under my ass. But they hindered me as well because, you know, at the same time, that would have been done 2 weeks. I could have been doing something else now.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, I still feel the same. I'm top of the world, feeling great. Towards myself, yeah, I feel like it's given me a better understanding of where I'm at, you know, with in regards to what I want to do next.
Yeah.
It's given me a bit of time to review that. You know, I really should have nothing but good things to say about mental health services, apart from that last experience. That last experience made me twisted my view.
Mm-hmm.
But to be honest, I've got my own place now because of mental health services. I don't have to live with anyone, you know, for now anyway. How long that will last, I don't know. But for now, I don't have to live with anyone. And during the COVID outbreak and all that kind of stuff, that's been a blessing, innit? That's a blessing in disguise. And that's how Nessa J is over-guiding me.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Because I would have been living with only for people if I hadn't moved here. And that would have possibly endangered me more to getting COVID or coronavirus, or whatever they want to call it.
Yeah.
You understand? So Nessa J's over-guided me. Yeah, man. To be honest, I should have nothing but good things to say apart from that last experience. And it's just miscommunication. And another thing I want to say, yeah, is this miscommunication is what's led to this whole situation. And this is something that they need to address within the mental health services. In that, when someone comes on shift or when there's a rotation, okay, your doctor rotates, okay, that whatever's happening with you and that doctor needs to be communicated again between you and another doctor. Now that creates confusion, innit?
Yeah.
The same way when someone rotates a shift and, you know, you're charging your phone or whatever, and then things go missing because someone's left the shift, you've given your phone to charge, and then next man's come on shift and they don't know where your phone is, your phone's gone missing now.
Yeah.
So that that little thing there, they need to really do the I think they call it handovers.
Yeah, that's right.
They need to do the handovers properly.
Yeah.
So everyone's
knows the situation.
And also knows whose belongings are whose belongings, and they need to put things in place to do that. You know, like little. I mean, they normally put name tags and stuff like that, but in regards to the doctor, that's a different thing, isn't it? Because you know his incompetence, and I'm going to call it incompetence, has arisen mainly because of his lack of understanding English. I think that's where the incompetence is coming in. Because he can't understand Oxford graduates who's done English Literature's Master of English Literature. You know, his Master of the Language, is a different thing to a man who's just come on and has a second language, who I can't really complain about because I can't speak that language, but his knowledge of that and an Oxford graduate's knowledge is levels. There's levels to this thing, isn't it? That's what I'm trying to explain. There's levels.
So his grasp, his non-comprehension of what you was trying to, the message that you was trying to
relay
pass on
in the first place,
has took you 2 weeks back and could have messed up your life, but you've kept it moving.
I could have died, cuz.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Because of his incompetence, I could have died in that hospital.
Yeah.
You understand? And that's where it's like, actually, I need to write my complaint in it.
So, all right. So,
I need to write a complaint.
We're at the end now, yeah? So what has that done to you now, knowing that the doctor misunderstood what you said, put you in a position, where you had to go and do 2 weeks behind that door? What has that done to you? Has that made you stronger? Has it made you resent more? Has that made you think, "Raw, we live in an effed up world, bruv. Like anything could happen"? Or has that made you think, you know what? I'm not gonna put myself in a position like that again. You know, like I'm trying. I'm gonna tread on eggshells if that's be the case, just not to.
It's actually been a bit counterproductive, in that I feel like I can't engage with them in the same way I would. I mean, I still am. But I have to check myself sometimes, because sometimes you're chatting like I'm chatting to you now. I'll be chatting to them like that, and it's two different things. You understand? So I have to check myself, and it's made me hold back the amount that I engage with them and the way in which I engage with them as well. One, two, it has spurred me on. And it's made me even think of maybe doing a career along those lines, because I feel like there's not enough black doctors. There's not enough black doctors. Okay, now in my family, there's no black doctors at all. So there's not a doctor that I could say, okay, I'm going through this, I need to speak to someone who has knowledge on the subject. There's not a black doctor in it. So it's made me think, you know what? I should have done that at school. You know, all this other stuff I was doing, maybe I should have played to the weaknesses instead of the strengths, and done something like that, so I could say, boom, I could be that person in it. Okay, so it spurred me on in that respect, and it spurred me on to be doing what I'm doing now, and it's actually made me realise how much I love my subjects that I previously studied. And it's made me want to get back to where I was previously. So it has spurred me on, it has inspired me, but it's also made me think that I need to write a complaint to make sure stuff like that doesn't happen. And when I was in there, what I was doing was I was talking to the younger members of the staff and communicating to them my frustrations, because I feel like it's a problem, much like with the racial problem, in that the older generation, they already know, and they know what it is, so they don't want to challenge anything. The younger generation coming through will challenge it and will try and change things. So I was speaking to the younger people, and I was telling them, I was voicing my frustrations, like, this is silly, this is silly, this is silly, this doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. You need to do this. You need to do that. So I was advising them and trying to get them to understand why there are no butts and seats in there. Because if they were doing things correctly, you wouldn't be able to get people out of mental health services.
Yeah, because they'll
be there,
like the social.
They'll be there all the time, bruv.
Like unemployment, like social.
Bruv, I'm telling you, they would never be able to get them out. Yeah? And to be honest, that's how it should be, because as far as I'm concerned, the whole world, needs to be put under section. The whole world. Yeah? The way things are going at the moment, the whole world is suffering from mental health services. I mean, suffering from mental health problems and needs the mental health services. The whole world, they need to be re-educated. They need time, which is what this COVID thing has done, is given a lot of people just time to think, what am I about? What do I think about? What inspires me? What do I hate? What do I not like? And this is why you're seeing a lot of people come out for these marches and all these kind of things, because they've had the time to think about issues that really are affecting them. Okay, and mental health services would be a good thing for the whole world if they get it right. You know, and allow you to be free and frolic. Still deal with what you need to do, but be free at the same time to express, because that's how I got to the point where I'm afraid to express. And then what's the point of being in there then? And I'll leave it there.
Brother, what I want to say is, by what you just said there, the whole world needs it. I think we do, because we've been, let's say, indoctrinated in the wrong way. Where a lot of people are appeasing their phones, appeasing this lifestyle that they see on television, and just living a false life, really, to try and make the general public feel that they are something what they ain't, and they're not really looking into themselves. So I think what you're saying is exactly right. But what I would say is that mental health would be good for everybody to look into, but not in the way where it feels like you're forcing me and I have no choice. You see, like where you said the police officers, the 3 doctors came in here, and you knew that their energy alone was negative. Like, they're going to force me to do something against my will. Nobody should feel like that. So, I agree, mental health, everybody should look into it and be a part of it if they want to be a part of it, but not under duress.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, not in the fashion I went in.
Yeah.
Not someone knocking down your door at 9:30 telling they're going to break down the door and then putting you in an armoured van. And taking to the hospital. No, that's not how I would have gone in. I would have gone to the hospital informal. But I didn't think what was going on was that serious. So I had to do it, and you know, I would have done it in a different way. But to be honest, I wish I'd done that now. Because then, when you're informal, you can leave whenever you want. You can go out whenever you want.
I want to say today, Martin. I want to say thank you for today, because you've truly enlightened me on current situations that I have never been through, and to be honest with you, I haven't known much about it. You have enlightened me today, and it's a bit, it feels a bit like deja vu. It feels like I'm sitting here and I'm Charlemagne, and you're sitting here and you're Kanye West. Now I'm being serious. Like, Kanye West is a genius to me.
He's a genius.
I don't care what the general public wants to put him down as a system, say he's this, he's that, he's broken. He's not to me. He's a genius. And sometimes these geniuses are misunderstood, and they label them and package them and try and make out that there's something wrong with them when there ain't. Just like sitting down talking to you today, I can see that I don't think there's anything wrong with you. I just feel like you might be misunderstood, or you're not heard, or you're not given the time to express yourself, or when you express yourself, it's misunderstood. You feel me? And there's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, everyone has their problems, innit? You know what I'm saying? But you know, I'm like at a point where I don't need mental health services, like,
or labels,
and this is it. There's a big stigma that is attached to being in contact with the mental health services. So this is partly why people won't engage as well, because you know, even that phrase like, "Oh, you're mad," or You know, I say it every day, like, oh, you're mad, oh,
You're
that's
sick,
mad.
or
It's a big stigma, and it's not, you know, it shows that it's there because until I went into the hospital, I never noticed these things.
Yeah.
But you can tell that the mental health services, especially for black people, were used to destroy us. It's used to destroy us. Now they need to recheck, they need to restructure the whole thing as far as I'm concerned, and actually rebrand it as a way to get away
like
from
like therapy, like good therapy.
Yeah, they need to get and they need to find a way to restructure the Mental Health Act law so that you don't feel like a prisoner, because
pressured.
Like a prisoner, because that's how they have it. It's like you're a prisoner. Now, if you can engage with the mental health services and you're still within your environment, because that's what the main thing for me was. You've taken me from a safe environment. This is COVID times, peak COVID times. You've taken me from my environment and you put me in a hospital. The next day, I've had someone shit at my door. That's come on. Now the guy's talking about, oh, you'll be safer in hospital. You'll be safer in hospital. It's like, nah. No one's gonna shit at my door. Where I have to wash and brush my teeth. No.
All right, brother. I want to say many, many thanks to you today, brother, for sharing your experience and your story. And I think people will listen to this and take heed, because that's what information is about. Passing on so you could learn something, take heed, and hopefully you won't step in the dog mess that someone else has just got all over their shoes.
That's it.
So I want to say much respect for you today, Martin. And, I just want to say big up. And I want to say, whatever you're doing in life right now, continue doing it, bruv, And, the titles that they put on us and the titles that we put on ourselves, it really don't mean nothing.
That's it.
It's you as a person.
That's it.
So, keep doing what you're doing, bruv. And thank you for your time today,
Man, thanks for having me, man. Thanks for having me.
Bless up, brother. Bless. There you go, people. Another hot one. We're out. Take it easy. Blessings.